Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Travis. Today's video, I'm going to talk about how I fix the rapidly depleting anion DI resin here on my new saltwater mixing station. Now in the previous video, I mentioned that I was burning up this anion resin relatively quickly, basically burning through 2 of the cartridges just to fill one of the 160 gallon RO storage barrels, which is just not acceptable, especially when we're going to be moving over to the 700 gallon reef, plus all the tubs, plus we have the 300 gallon. It's just a lot of water that's going to be used up, and if I'm burning that much DI resin, that's a huge problem. So with that being said, the results that I've gotten, which we'll go over here, is I've made 130 gallons so far. See if you guys can see that, 130 gallons. And this is all of the resin that I burned up making that entire barrel. So what I did has worked so far. Now granted, I am waiting on some ICP tests to come back. Now I sent 2 of those out to confirm what was coming out of the well water, what was going in, basically what's going into the RO filter, after the RO filter, what was currently in the barrel, also what was after the cation resin, just a few different things to see what comes up, what might be picked up. At the end of the day, I did think it was elevated CO2, and based on what I've done so far, which has this additional barrel, I think that might have been the issue. But again, we're still gonna wait. I'm not gonna say it's completely fixed until I get the ICP test results back, just to confirm if there's anything in there that I might be missing. So with that, let's talk about some numbers here. What's coming out of the well, what's coming out of the RO, what we're dealing with regarding that water. So fresh out of the faucet, we're at 7 pH. Now I did use, let me grab my thing here, just a standard pH meter. I did calibrate it, nothing too fancy here, and that's what I've been using because I couldn't find my other one, so I went ahead and picked up another one. So it's cheap, it was like $9, so it's probably not the most accurate thing in the world, but it did calibrate relatively easily with the solution, and it's given me pretty consistent numbers. So it is what it is. So the pH, again, coming out of the tap water, so this is post water softener, brand new water softener. It's at 7, which is perfectly fine. No issues with that. Now, once the water comes in through the booster pump, comes down through my RO unit, which means it goes through the pre-filter, 2 carbons, 2 RO membranes, which are crooked here, it's coming out at about 5 pH. So with the pH coming out of the RO at about 5, my guess is that the RO membrane is just stripping all the minerals that would normally buffer the pH, and with those minerals being removed during that filtering process, it allows CO2 to come in and ultimately lower the pH. So that's kind of what I think is going on here. Now, there are a couple different ways to go about this. The most popular one that I've seen is to simply take that RO water and pump it to another container, which is why we have this 160 gallon tub here, which was again the original one from the other house, and then to then use an air stone, which I am using here as a wooden air stone. I'll show you guys kind of what I got going on without making too big of a mess. So it's just gonna be a simple air stone, and because wooden air stones don't necessarily sink that well, it's here somewhere. I went ahead and attached a little piece of rubble rock. So air stone in there, and I also went ahead and put a power head. So when I get the water level to the top there, the power head will also kind of skim the surface and do that. So what I have done thus far is pump the water up over into my barrel. I went ahead and added a new float valve because the other one broke during the move. And then I took the plumbing off the bottom here and just added a fitting to pull water out through the RO. So very simple. Now what I did is I just pumped all the water in, shut off. I turned on the whatever it is, the air pump and the power head there. I put it on there for about 48 hours, and with that, after 48 hours, it went from 5 to 8.5. Why it's higher than the tap, I don't really know why. I'm not too concerned. Maybe there's an error there, maybe there's extra bubbles, whatever it might be. Regardless, the pH is at 8.5. Kind of settled about around 8, so anywhere between 8 and 8.5, regardless. Then I went ahead and then pumped that water from the bottom, there's a cat there, up through into the DI resin, which then goes through all the DI. So we got our 2 cations, our 2 anions, our 2 mixed bed, then our UV, and then into the storage containers. So with that, I went ahead, before I addressed what I used to pump, I wanted to let you guys know that the TDS coming out of the RO unit is about 10 to 11 TDS, which is pretty good given that there's 2 membranes there. And then I verified it by adding a probe here going in to the DI resin just to see if the it was picking up anything from the barrel. It was at 10 to 11 TDS being pumped back in. So no change in TDS from being pumped from the RO system to the barrel and back over, none at all. So now you guys were asking me, what am I going to use to pump this? Well, I wanted to see if I could do it the cheapest way possible, and I found this guy, Amazon, $67. I think it goes up to like 500 milliliters per minute, per hour. I don't know what it is. I'll have to look at it exactly, but I have it up about 3/4 of the way, and it works out fine. Maybe not even 3/4 of the way, because it cranks all the way down. Yeah, it cranks all the way down there. So maybe I have it like halfway. I don't know, maybe it was like halfway. Either way, it worked out great. I didn't want to put too much through there. I filled this entire barrel up in about, I don't know, maybe like a day, a little over about a day. So it's not quite the 70 gallon, 75 per day, but either way, it's not really even a big deal. So yeah, it's like $67, and it works straight through, no issues. Didn't get warm. I went and tested it. If you like, put my hand on it, see if it was overheating. Nothing crazy. 3D printed a little stand for it, and works out great. So for me, the process so far, at least until I figure something else out, or at least until the ICP test comes in, but this is working. Water's going to come in, RO unit, then it's going to go out of the RO unit to my 160 gallon barrel. It's going to go ahead and sit in there for 48 hours being aerated. Once that's done, I will confirm the pH. Then I'm going to pump it back through with a Kimura pump, put it through my DI resin, through my UV, which I already have a UV on my well system, but I have it anyway, so it is what it is. And then that will come through and go into the storage container and then the saltwater mixing station. So not too bad. I'm glad I figured it out, and I was pretty surprised that I've only used that much DI resin. I was thinking maybe I'd get one container, maybe, you know, even more, but that's it. That's nothing. That's 130 gallons, and it's barely anything. So over here, the cation resin, I put about 400 gallons to this, and I've only used about this much. Not even. You can barely even tell if there's anything there. So the water softener is doing great. The well water is doing good. And with all the water going through the pre-filter, that's still crystal clear, because I do have a pre-filter on the water softener as well. So far, good to go. Again, we'll wait for the ICP test to kind of see if there's anything that I'm missing or if anything's sneaking in. But yeah, so that's about it. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Or if you've used another method, feel free to let me know. But so far, this works, and I'm happy with it. Just a little extra step, a little extra time. But again, we like to make water in advance. So I think I have a little over 200 gallons ready to go when I need it. And yeah, so with that being said, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you want to support the channel or what I do, head over to fishofhex.com, and I'll see you guys later. All right, peace.